What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ian's Life, and welcome to my empty hangar spot where the Rands used to sit. Now, it was unfortunate we had to sell the airplane, but it was for a good cause. We are replacing it with something new, something exciting that we're going to do some really different content, unlike stuff I've done before on the channel, and I look forward to showing that to you. It's also a really cool airplane because we're buying it from its builder, from the hangar spot it has sat in since it was built and brand new. Super exciting stuff. Let's get out of here. Let's get down to that hangar and check that airplane out. And this is it. I know, we're still in the same hangar, and that's a story by itself. This is my new RV6. But it's boring to sit here and talk in a hangar, so let's go get flying, and I'm going to tell you some more about it while we're in the air.
Airport information, Echo 1853 Zulu, wind variable at 5, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 23, dew point 3, altimeter 29904. RNAV runway 35 left, approaching use. Attention all aircraft is unfamiliar with the airfield hold position and advised. After exiting the runway, stop, contact ground control 121.8. Now the Chairman, taxiway Foxtrot between taxiway Hotel and taxiway Lima closed. Runway 35 left, Pappy's out of service. Check NOLAs for additional airport information. Advise on this to contact gap information Echo.
Tower, Experimental RV 1901 Sierra Bravo, holding short 35 left, number 1, ready to go.
November 1901 Sierra Bravo, Hotel, 5 runway heading, runway 1, section runway 35 left at hotel, clear for takeoff.
35 left at hotel, cleared for takeoff, runway heading, 1901 Sierra Bravo. So here we are now at just under 3,000 feet, cruising along in the RV6. If you don't know what an RV6 is, well, let me go back to the basics real quick. An RV6 is an experimental, kit-built, two-seater, all-metal, low-wing aircraft. It is also, as my video title suggests, the most built and, I believe, completed both experimental kit-built aircraft of all time. And there's a good reason for that. These things are good at doing a whole lot of stuff. If your mission is flying to have fun, well, they're really good at that. They're a whole lot of fun. More on that here in a minute. If you like to travel, well, for reference, I'm sitting here doing an indicated 150 miles an hour at 6.8 gallons per hour. In comfort with my autopilot on, just cruising along. I have the ability to have somebody comfortably next to me and 100 pounds of baggage behind me while I'm doing this, so it's a pretty darn efficient and quick way to get somewhere in a hurry. They can go a lot of places and do a lot of things. You can go camping in it. You don't necessarily have to just stick to super prepared airstrips. You can go have some fun kind of all over the place. And speaking of fun, that's probably one of the places that these things do the best because they are more than just capable of flying around straight and level, as I will now demonstrate. So, let's see here. Let's kind of clear the area for a second. Looking left, coming left. And looking back to the right, coming back to the right. Notice that quick roll rate as I come around. This beauty is more than capable of dancing, so let's go ahead and have some fun with it. Get up to about 160. Pull it up. And around we go. Back down, looking left. Still good. Coming back up again, put the nose up. How about the other way? Yeah! Oh, you gotta love it. We've got some stuff on board, so we're gonna stay fairly positive G, but that's not to stop us from doing a nice aggressive wing over here. So let's pull it over, looking above, coming around, over the top. Keep it loaded up so as not to go negative G and throw my cargo all over the place. How about we do it back to the other side? Back to 160. Another pull. Back the other way. That's it, over the top. Rolling out, level. Pulling high, rolling it over, keep it positive, rolling it over, keep it positive. Yee-haw! Oh yeah, love it! I love this airplane. So like I said, super capable and super fun. I never pulled more than 3 Gs that entire time, and this thing is stressed the whole way out to 6 Gs, making it capable of a heck of a lot more than what I just put it through. This particular one is also equipped with full inverted fuel and inverted oil, so while I don't really like these straps very much for doing it, you're perfectly capable of hanging in the straps if you don't have anything in the back. We're not going to do that today because I do have some things with me. So now that we've talked a little bit about what the RV6 is good at and shown you a little bit of what the RV6 is good at, why did I make the change from the Rans to this? Well, for all of the reasons I mentioned above, and then some. See, the Rans was a fantastic little airplane. I loved that thing, enjoyed it greatly, had a good time in it. But it had a couple of flaws, notably its speed. It was not a particularly fast airplane. You're going everywhere that you're trying to get to at 90, 95, maybe 100 miles an hour. And truth be told, everything that's within about an hour, hour and a half's radius of my home airport, David Wayne Hooks, I'd been over in that airplane a million times. I just wanted something that I could get out and go a little further without making a major investment in time. And while it is, of course, a much better bush airplane, technically, by what it's capable of, it had the problem of just being such a nice airplane, a nice example that nobody wanted to be the first one to ding it in the backcountry. And with multiple partners, well, that's a valid concern, because rather than just me being angry if I do something, I'm going to have 2 other people breathing down my neck if I hurt it. All of that conspired to suggest that maybe we wanted something that was a little faster and a little more capable. Now, enter this, or more to the point, if we go back to the first video I ever put on this channel, enter this a long time ago. That's right, this thing has been sitting behind my airplanes the entire time I've been in my hangar, some 3 or 4 years now, I guess it's been. This airplane lived back there, not moving, collecting a large layer of dust. It had been properly pickled and put up, but just wasn't flying. And I'd always admired it. It's beautifully built. The paint is top-notch. The choices of build are both really good and also unique. Notably, the fact that, if you'll look at where I'm sitting on the right-hand side. And if you will remember my old videos, you'll know that's something I do on the regular, because I like flying with my right hand. I've never managed to quite ditch that old glider habit that I came up doing from the beginning, and well, I still do it to this day. But this thing, if we'll go ahead and cut to a photo of the panel, was set up to fly from the right, both because it has the instruments over here, and also the throttle quadrant is set up to be flown from this side. So, fantastic airplane for me specifically. Thankfully, my other partners generally agree with that, so it was an easy choice to get into this. Now, obviously, there's always things you want to do to your airplane. In this case, most of them have to do with the instrumentation. If we go back to that panel picture that I was showing you earlier, you'll note that this is a very original early 90s panel. It was done out for the 90s, all of the best stuff. But unfortunately, A, it's quite dated at this point, and B, it's quite heavy. Even amongst RV6s, and this one is the big engine 360 with a constant speed prop, which neither of those things help the weight, but they certainly do help the performance. Even amongst those, it's a pretty heavy example. So, with that in mind, we're going to be doing a lot of avionics upgrades, and in fact, if you'll look at the panel now versus the panel back when we first did it, we've already pulled a bunch of stuff out at quite a bit of weight. I think we are some 25 pounds of junk lighter than we were when we started. So now that I've told you a little more about the airplane, what it's good at, what it is, and how it's equipped and how we're going to change it, how about we go ahead and cut back to the runway, take some beauty shots of it on the ground, and talk just a little bit about our plans for the future with it.
And that's a new airplane. So you've seen it, you've been for a flight in it. What are we going to be doing with it so far as content on this channel? Well, a little of the same, plus some new stuff. We're gonna start off with just some event videos like I've done before. We've got the Reclaw fly-in, which just happened. I've been holding that video up just so I could get this one done. You'll be seeing that here shortly. We've got tech videos like I usually do. I mentioned we're gonna be doing panel upgrades. There's also some other stuff we're gonna be doing, and of course I'll be bringing you guys along for all of that. I want to start doing some travel content. We really haven't been able to do airplane travel videos before just because, well, slower airplanes can't go as far. That's not a problem anymore, and I'll be bringing you along for all of that, plus some new stuff on getting back to IFR currency and competency. I haven't had an airplane to do that in. That's changing, so we'll be bringing you along for a whole series on that, which I think is going to be a whole lot of fun. And I don't think there's really much more to say after that. So if you want to see more content with this airplane as we upgrade it and continue to take it on new adventures, like, subscribe, and you'll see that on the next one.